And welcome back, Griffin fans, to the final Spring Sports Newscast. I'm Charlie Sample.
And I'm Zach Blanky.
And Zach, in this one, we have a ton of awards to be talking about. I'm ready to get you guys some new sports content for the spring semester as it's coming to an end. Well, with that being said, we're going to talk about golf first. Missouri Western men's golf. Jeffrey Johnston will be representing the team in the NCAA tournament, as well as women's golf will be competing in their NCAA tournament for the first time since 2023. So congratulations to you all. We wish you the best.
As Charlie said, multiple teams took a lot of hardware, so let's go ahead and look at lacrosse and see what they did in the GLVC conference for awards. Senior Grace Williams got her second GLVC Defender of the Week in 2025 and was awarded Best Defender of the Year in the GLVC and All GLVC First Team. Some other honors were Sam Pruitt, who made First Team, Katrin Gilreath, Second Team, Ava Garraway, Honorable Mention, Jordan Porter, Honorable Mention, Malia Sosa, Honorable Mention, Jasmine Cervantes, Honorable Mention, and Ryan Durrett Spalding Sportsmanship Award. Team overall was pretty similar to last year record-wise. They will be playing the number 5 team in the country to start the GLVC tournament with Maryville today at 12 p.m. Last time these two met, Missouri Western hosted them and would fall 20-8. We will not have results on that, but make sure to check that out later and see how the Griffins did. And like you said, Charlie, very similar record to last year. If they were to win today, they would have the same record as last year, but very tough opponent.
Yeah, like you said, very tough opponent. Number 5 in the country and one of the best in the JLVC. So it's a tough opponent to face off again. You're ending the regular season against UIndy, who's also highly ranked in the country. They also, I believe, won 20-8 against Missouri Western. So you're facing that high-ranked opponent. Again, you got better as the season progressed, but you're still playing a very strong opponent. You just got to be tougher than them.
Yeah, and we've talked about it, and we've heard from the coaches, foul trouble. You got to stop fouling. That's their biggest thing, and if they can do that today, they have a shot. Mm-hmm. Well, track and field is competing in the outdoor championships May 3rd and 4th for the MIAA championships. Good luck to you all.
Yeah, I think that outdoor throwing team is pretty impressive to watch. I've heard about them all season, so seeing this now go into the championships, that'll be a good run for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we just talked lacrosse and some track, and now we're going to look into some tennis here. They had some of their players recognized for all their efforts this year in the MIAA. As you can see on the screen there, bear with me with the names as of again from last time. Christina Granero-Bose here was first team and also player of the year in the MIAA, so the first time that's ever happened in Griffin history. So congratulations to Granero-Bose there, and she played number 1 singles. Next is our MIAA freshman of the year and honorable mention for the team. That's going to be Celia Castellano-Monero, as well as second team for Joanna Briette. She was second team for the MIAA, and she played number 3 singles as well, it looks to be. And then for doubles, first team doubles for MIAA was Granero-Bose and Garcia. And then finally, to wrap that all up, honorable mention for number 2 doubles was Celia Castellano-Monero and Briette. So congratulations to you all. And tennis, I mean, rough year record-wise, but again, you have individuals and these double teams that ended up making a mark. I mean, you have best player in the MIAA and best freshman in the MIAA. So even what the record shows, we still have some talent.
Yeah, and it's promising going forward. These people are coming back, and so it's going to be very fun to watch going forward. We're used to recent success that they've had, and so this year was a little bit of a down year and more of a rebuilding year, but obviously they still had plenty of success.
Oh, yeah.
Let's now look at some softball awards as 2 players took home some 2025 MIAA honors. Sydney Rader, All MIAA First Team, the MIAA Gold Glove pitcher. Taylor Jones also got the MIAA Gold Glove outfielder. As you can see, here's how they did in the MIAA tournament. Against number 10 Nebraska Kearney in the MIAA tournament, they won 8-0. Then unfortunately, they ran into number 2 Pittsburgh State, who would win 10-7. Missouri Western did score 6 runs in the top of the 3rd against Pittsburgh State with a huge help from Grand Slam hit Kaylee Higdon, but it wasn't enough as the Guerrillas would make a comeback by scoring 7 runs in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and this conference is high competition. According to the coaches' poll, number 1 seeded Central Oklahoma is ranked 4 in the country, 2 seeded Pittsburgh State is ranked 24 in the country, and 3 seeded Rogers State is ranked number 16 in the country. Rogers State will face off against Pittsburgh State today at 2:30, so get your popcorn ready.
Yep, unfortunate way for it to end, but they ran into a really good team.
Yeah, the MIAA conference is stacked. I had to do some extra research into it because I kept seeing Pittsburgh State's 2, and they're number 24 in the country. Yeah. And then I saw we played Rogers State earlier on in the season, and they were high ranked as well. So I went back and I looked at the coaches poll rankings, and I saw they're pretty up there. I mean, Central Oklahoma number 4 in the country according to the coaches poll. So that's still a pretty high place to be. And 44-8 I think was their record. So they're a pretty scary team, and that's a scary conference. So, you scored 6 runs in the top of the 3rd and, grand slam, from Kaylee Higdon, and then they score 7 runs in the bottom of the 6th alone. I mean, just a tough way to go out for the seniors, but still a good season for them.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about all year how great this conference is, and it showed in this tournament, and they just ran into a really good opponent.
Yeah. Well, we just looked at some softball, the end of them, but now we're going to go look at to the end of the regular season for baseball. Well, correction, baseball has not actually finished the regular season, but this was their 3-game series with number 17 in the country, Pittsburgh State. As you see from up there, Pittsburgh State would sweep the competition. They are number 17 in the country. They won the first game 5-1, won the second game 11-1, and won the third game on senior day for Missouri Western 8-1 there. But since then, Missouri Western has bounced back and won the first game of the series with Central Oklahoma. There are 2 more games to go against Central Oklahoma, one being today at 2 p.m. and the other on Saturday at 12. And then the MIAA tournament will follow that and is scheduled for May 7th through May 10th. Yeah, baseball, fortunate run there, but again, we just talked about Pitt State for softball. Now we got to talk about Pittsburgh State for baseball, which is a little higher ranked than number 17. It wasn't on the graphic there. I do apologize, but they were a higher ranked team in this conference, and it's a tough team to face on your senior day game. But the regular season isn't done yet. Just a couple more games, as I said, with Oklahoma and the Central Oklahoma, and then the tournament will begin. Yeah,
it's unfortunate for the seniors not to win senior night, but like you said, that is a very good Pittsburgh State team, and they just ran into them on the wrong day. Yeah, well, that is all we have for the spring sports for the Griffins. It's been a great season covering Griffin sports, but the show isn't completely over. Stay tuned for the next fall. We'll be back. Not Zach. He is graduating, but I'll be back. Maybe someone else will be here on the show with me for the fall sports. So we're going to get, for the first time since it's been gone, to be able to cover sports like volleyball, soccer, and of course football. So that'll be a great time, and see what we can get into next semester. Yeah, I look forward to watching you guys and seeing what you guys are able to do with it. I appreciate you. Well, like we said, let's go and look at the national level and see what the Kansas City Royals were up to. On Friday, April 25th, the Royals had a 3-game series against the Houston Astros. The Royals would win the first 2 games 2-0. Royals would take the series 2-1. As you can see, in the first 2 games, 2-0. Last game, unfortunately, the Astros would win 7-3 and avoid the Royals sweep. Charlie and I were at the Royals game as the Royals gave us press passes to the game on April 26th, which was MIAA night, which was to celebrate all teams in the MIAA conference, including Missouri Western. Take a look at some of the behind the scenes.
What's up, everybody? Griffin fans. Me and Zach here, walking around Royal Stadium, Kauffman Stadium, if you know what I'm saying. Here we are down the tunnels. We'll get you some more stuff. How we feeling, Zach?
Very good.
Very, very good.
Very good.
Very good. All right, Griffin fans, bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 Royals. Salvador Perez is up to bat. End of the 4th inning, Griffin fans. Zach Blanky, what are we thinking?
Great game so far. Royals up 1. Now we're headed to the press box for more.
Stay tuned. Guys, we're here in the press box, top of the 5th inning. Check out this view that me and Zach Blanky got here.
All right, Griffin fans, we're back. Bucket hat secured. Bottom of the 6th, right? Yep. Bottom of the 6th. Royals up 2-0. We'll keep you posted.
Yes, sir. Vinny, home run.
All right, Charlie. Still the bottom of the 6th. Found an MIAA night sign. Here's a shot. All right, Griffin fans, we're back. Royals with the win, 2-0. Second game in a row winning 2-0, and that makes it 6 straight for the Royals.
Amazing. Vinny Pasquantino, the Pasquash solo home run. Amazing. 2-0. Royals win. They take the series versus the Astros. But one more game tomorrow, hoping for that triple sweep there. That'd be quite amazing.
Make sure you catch KGSM-TV for more.
Yes, sir. Check it out this Friday.
I'm Zach Blanky.
And I'm Charlie Sample.
We'll be seeing you. You know, Charlie, it was a great experience being there, being in the press box, being that close to the field, that close to the players. It was just awesome. Oh, man, yeah, I never thought I'd get an experience like that. Going to Kauffman Stadium alone, I haven't been since I was a little kid. So to go from sitting in the stands as a little kid, not really paying attention because, kids do kid things, but from going to that to just being able to be that close and see the action in person was such a cool time. Yeah, it was cool. We got a picture of the MIAA sign, and then, all the mascots are there, except for Missouri Western, but that's unfortunate. But it was a great time. The game went by so quick. We were just having that much fun.
Yeah, the fact that, that's a big point. The action goes by so much faster when you're actually there in person and witnessing it. Solo home run from Vinny Pasquantino, that was a pretty cool moment to watch as well. Like you said, Missouri Western didn't have our mascot, but we did get our bucket hats.
Yeah, we did
get our Missouri Western bucket hats, so that was a pretty fun time. We do want to give a big thanks to Logan Jones and the team for allowing us to come out there and be able to participate in the MIAA 9. We hope to have more of that in the future.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, we just talked about some MIAA 9 stuff. Let's look at what the Royals have done since then with their 3-game series against the Rays. As you can see there, Royals would absolutely sweep them there. 3-1 in the first game, 3-0 in the second, 8-2 in the third. Royals are now 9-1 in their last 10 games, 3 games behind Detroit for the Central Division. And the reason that this series was so special for the Royals, besides just sweeping the series, was Noah Cameron made his MLB debut in his second game of the series. So go ahead and see that right there. As you see, graduated from Central High School in St. Joseph, pitched 6 innings, threw 3 strikeouts, and allowed just 1 hit. And he didn't allow a hit until the 7th inning, and Royals ended up pitching a shutout in that one. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Good start for Noah Cameron, a St. Joseph native, so it was cool to get to see that and hear about that. So good on him, and great job for the Royals. I mean, 9-1 in their last 10, so they're on a roll.
Yeah, everyone was kind of freaking out there for a little bit that they were off to a slow start, but we have talked about it multiple times now. Like, this happens, it's baseball, there's so much time, so many games left to be played, and it's going to be fun to watch. Like you said, 9-1, and Noah Cameron, I mean, that was really cool to see.
Now, I'm not sure if it's still going, but Bobby Witt's hit streak. I don't know if that's still going on right now, but Bobby Witt Jr. did have a 20-game hit streak for a while there. I don't know if it got any higher than that from since then, but that is pretty, like I said, the bats are flying for the Royals.
Yeah, like you said, we got to witness it ourselves. It wasn't the greatest hitting performance, but pitching-wise and everything else, I mean, keeping them to 0 when we were there for the Astros, it's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. Well, let's go ahead and keep it in Kansas City and look at what the Chiefs did in the NFL draft. In round 1, pick number 31, they would take Josh Simmons, a tackle from Ohio State. In round 2, pick number 63, Omar Norman Watt, a defensive tackle from Tennessee. In round 3, number 66, Ashton Gillette, defensive end from Louisville. And also in round 3, in a trade, they get to number 85 and take Noel Williams, a corner from California. And then in round 4, pick number 133, Jalen Royals, wide receiver from Utah State. And in round 5, pick number 156, Jeffrey Basso, linebacker, Oregon. And with the Chiefs' final pick in the 7th round at number 228, Rashard Smith, a running back from SMU. It was a little interesting with some of their picks. I think people were expecting them to go in different ways, but overall it seemed like a pretty good draft for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm not too mad. I think we got some sleeper picks. Jalen Royals, I heard a lot about, as well as Rashard Smith from SMU. So yeah. I think we got some sleeper picks. Again, I like the Josh Simmons. We needed a tackle. Thank goodness we chose the one thing we do actually need, which is an offensive tackle. So that's good for Kansas City, and I'm ready to see what these rookies can do competing-wise.
Yeah, I was honestly expecting them to take even like another guard or something like that earlier in the draft, and the only lineman they chose was Josh Simmons, so it seems like they're pretty confident.
Yeah, building some defenders as well with the linebackers and corners there. So I like this draft. I think we did pretty solid as the Kansas City Chiefs. So see what they can do, bounce back from that Super Bowl loss against the Eagles. So see what the season will bring for the rookies and for the rest of the team.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them at training camp here.
Oh yeah, that's true. St. Joseph training camp for the Kansas City, so that will be pretty exciting. You're right. Well, we just covered some Kansas City Chiefs for you, but now we're going to be talking about NBA, starting with the Eastern Conference. We'll start with that Eastern Conference. Knicks takes the series in Game 6 over the Pistons 4-2. Celtics takes their series over the Magic in Game 5 4-1. Cavaliers swept the Heat 4-0, and the Pacers take the series at Game 5 in overtime to end the Bucks' season 4-1. Pacers and Cavs are scheduled to begin on May 4th, time to be determined. Celtics and Knicks are scheduled to begin on May 5th, time also to be determined.
Well, the Eastern Conference is set. The Western Conference still has 2 spots left. The Timberwolves take the series in Game 5 over the Lakers 4-1. The Thunder sweep the series over the Grizzlies 4-0. While the Clippers tie the series with the Nuggets to force a Game 7, they will be in Denver tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. The Rockets and Warriors will play Game 6 tonight at 8. The Warriors lead the series 3-2. And Charlie, we do have a special guest, Gurtej Sohal, Editor-in-Chief.
Hey, y'all, I'm happy to be here today on the Sportscast.
Wow. Well, Well, Kurtesh, glad that you're here. It's happy to have you on here for the NBA conversation. You know a lot about NBA. So
Little bit.
We're glad to have you. If you haven't watched or listened to the sports podcast with me and Kurtesh, we talk a lot about NBA. So go check that out. Make sure you guys do that. But we're going to look at the Eastern Conference here for a second. Knicks go on to face the Celtics. Cavs will face the Pacers. And again, that ending for the Pacers-Bucks. In overtime, Tyrese Halliburton's dad goes up to Giannis Antetokounmpo at the end of the game. I mean, interesting. He holds a towel of his son's face on it, waving it at Giannis. I mean, it was interesting. I don't know. That's an interesting move for him to see what Halliburton and the Pacers will do against the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, he won't be at any more games for at least the rest of this year. Who knows how long he's suspended for. It'll be interesting to see how they deal with the Cavs size because, they run the two big lineup, and the Pacers didn't really see that.
Let's now look at the West. Timberwolves and the Lakers. Kurtesh.
Is that why I'm on here?
Yeah. Man, your Lakers, 4-1. It was Lakers in 5, now it's Wolves in 5. What are your thoughts?
Well, Anthony Edwards is the new face of the league, okay? LeBron, he's an aging man. Luka, he's just meshing with the team. It's hard. He just got here, give him some time to mesh with the team. Nico Harrison was right. Obviously, defense wins games. Jackson Hayes, he's not up to par. I anticipated this fallout, but it's okay. We're running it back next year.
Does LeBron have one more in him?
Absolutely. He always got one more. He will be a role player. Put him in the corner, and he will knock down some threes.
There you go. Well, Nuggets-Clippers going to Game 7 in Denver after Clippers won last night. So see what they can do in their Game 7 in Denver. I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. But for me, I want to see the Houston Rockets force a Game 7 against the Warriors. But if the Chef and the Butler start cooking together a little bit, that might not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been picking Rockets, and I've been picking Warriors. And like I said, I'm taking experience over youth any day.
I think it all comes down to the athleticism and our shot potential of Jalen Green, okay? We can't have any more stinkers from him. He needs to get more than 10 points, at least 20, honestly, if we have any chance of making it to Game 7.
Yeah, and also just defense from Ben Thompson. We saw him.
Yeah.
He was strapped down on Curry. Curry couldn't really do much, but also, like I said, bad shooting night from Curry and Butler. So see if they can get that back up and find ways to work around that Houston Rockets defense. They have a good chance to just end it all in that series and move on to the next. But a team that we probably should talk about is the Thunder. I mean, they swept the Grizzlies 4-0. The most favored, probably the favorite team. I don't know the odds right now, but I'm assuming they're probably the favorite team to win the finals. So what do we think about the Thunder?
Well, I mean, it's been a while since they've played. They've had so much time off, which they don't really need it because they're pretty healthy at this point. They're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with the Clippers and Nuggets. But it's hard to imagine them not coming out of the West at least.
Yeah, and I don't think the Grizzlies were the best showing for the Thunder against because I think we all had the Thunder taking them pretty easily. So we'll have to see how they handle against some tougher competition. They're still a young team, not very used to the playoff atmosphere. So we'll see how that goes.
Any other further thoughts, Mr. Blanky?
It's going to be fun playoffs.
Oh, for sure. Any other further comments, Kurtesh at all?
Nope. Lakers next year. Lock them in.
Lakers next year, he says, for the finals. What about Wemby? We talked about it on the podcast a little
Yes, Wemby, top 5. Quote me on it. I will stand on it, top 5. Currently, this is the current top 5. Just letting you know.
So we're going to stamp that for next year when we're back here in the same exact position and see exactly where Wemby stays. So marking it down here, see where Victor Wembanyama will go from there. But for that's all I have and you guys have. But we'd like to give a special thanks for everyone helping us out this semester. Kurtesh Sowell, Editor-Chief of Griffin Media. Zach Blanky, thank you. I have to give you a special thanks for allowing me to be on the show with you. It's been a phenomenal time. And gaining that experience with you has been phenomenal for me. Luke Bowie on the camera back there. So thank you, Luke, for showing up. Rebecca Evans, our anchor. She's been helping out. Laura Tafali, Marie Sepp on the camera and audio back there. Johnny Forgakis back there today. James, of course, Dr. Caravu and Dr. Luling. So appreciate all you guys for all your help in allowing us to run this show. It's been a phenomenal time.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's unfortunate, we just get started up and it is my last semester, but I feel like you guys will take it to the next level next semester.
And we're excited to see where you go.
Yeah, me too.
Kurtesh, excited to see you go as the EIC in the fall.
Locking in.
Kurtesh Sowell is going to be back as Editor-in-Chief for you guys for Griffin Media, so we're excited for that. Well, that being said, I'm Charlie Sample.
I'm Zach Blanky.
I'm Kurtesh Sowell.
We'll see you guys in the fall.